This is like one of the stupidest things I've done. No, I've done stupider. Hi, it's Robbie from Southern California. I'm going to tell you today why I'm here with this pair of pants and where I went to my favorite store to get them and how you may be interested because I think you're going to be making these too. So let me show you the thrift store I went to, and I want to give you ideas, and we'll come back after you see the thrift store and we'll talk about all these wonderful things you could make for your plants, whether they're indoor plants or outdoor plants. And I'm using them for both. So one of my most favorite places to go is the local thrift stores. And there you'll see all kinds of clothes. Now here they've got the pants that we're looking for. We're looking for pants that stretch. And those are polyester, spandex, or nylon, which is a synthetic material. That is actually a type of plastic. This is why it's going to last in your garden for a long time. You don't want denim because denim is usually cotton, and cotton, silk, or wool is organic and it will return very quickly back into the soil. So you want something that's going to last a good year and possibly longer. I prefer a small pattern, and it's amazing what you can find that is so pretty. You can color theme or character theme your garden if you want, especially if you have kids. But I like a small pattern because I am covering small containers. You can do any way you want, but this is my preference. So after looking around, going up and down the aisles, and again, pass up those jeans, this is the one I think I'm really going to get. It's got small flowers. It's good themed for my garden. I can make multiple container covers with that. And the color is, well, it's pretty good. And the label was a polyester spandex. That's going to work. And that is the one I ended up buying. And now you're going to see the containers that I can cover, quite a few of them, with this pair of pants. And they were on sale today for $5. So now you saw I went to the thrift store and I bought these pants. Well, I've already used half of them and I still have all this left. Now, all you have to remember when you use the material to cover your pots, be it a milk carton, a soap container, even shampoo containers, they're perfectly fine. Wash them real good. It has to be a polyester spandex because it stretches. It will fit snugly on your container and it will look fantastic. If you use cotton, wool, anything like that, and you're going to put it outside, well, you know what Mother Nature is going to do. She's going to grab it and bring it back. It will just deteriorate. Now, I've got one outside that's been there for a whole year, and it looks as good as when I put it out. Now, as far as what you want to use for your design, you could go with a camouflage if you want to put it in your garden and kind of tuck things around, like let's say these trash cans. You can use fruity flavored looking ones. This is cute. I'm putting this in my kitchen window and around my kitchen because I think they look really, really cute. See, and I can have it double containered. We'll get into that in a second. So this way I can water this one. This one, the water won't go anywhere, so I can sit it anywhere in the kitchen, keep my plant in there, and it will look really, really cool. Remember the water fountain I made for Christmas? Well, now it's been changed to those pants that I got at the thrift store. And the hummingbirds are going to love it. They don't care what color it is. But you know what? I do. Cool. Easily to slip on an old plastic vase. This is lined in plastic. And now I've got my new fabric that's from those pants on here. This is going to make such a fun water feature. Well, that's another video. So let's go back to plants. Here, I'm even soaking garlic that I'm going to plant outside. Some elephant garlic that's rooting. But I keep this on my windowsill. And it looks so pretty. I just put the garlic in there. And you know what? I also had an old cracked watering can that was still usable, and I even covered that with the fabric and put a little hummingbird on there. Yeah, I might get another year out of it. If you're handy, of course, you can re-sew them if you've got pieces left. I use the stretch part around my containers when I'm putting tulle around to protect my lettuce. But look at this. Here's the one I got at the thrift store. Isn't this pretty? And I like having small patterns, you know that. And if all else fails and you can't find pants or you don't have anything, this is a sleeve. And you can use a sleeve if it's a polyester, nylon, spandex material, acrylic. You can cover even a container like this, a soup container, with a sleeve. Cut it to fit. It's that easy. So let's go look at the demos on all this that I've done. And one last thing before we leave, if all else fails, and you got some fancy socks somebody got you because, well, you like birds and they think you're going to wear this out for dinner, go ahead and cover a container and you can grow in it using socks. But if they're cotton, keep them on your windowsill instead or around your house inside because they'll go back to the earth. Now let's go look at the demos and remember, think out of the box. Think what's going to work for your home if you're using it for indoor plants, or if you're using it outside, think about the theme or the color you want. And I like staying with small patterns so they look really pretty on my containers. Now, let's go look at the demos when I did all this, so we'll give you some ideas what you can take from me and make it work for you.
So here is a cooking oil bottle. Make sure you wash it real good and cut off the top. You don't need it unless you've got other plants. Now, all you have to do is take your fabric, your pants, slip it on. Any way that you feel is easier to slip on, just slip it on. Bring it to the top, cover the top edge. And then all you have to do is cut it. So you're going to cut all the way around. As long as it reaches the bottom, that's all it has to be cut to. And then you've got it all ready to go. Isn't that a beautiful, attractive container? Now, if you're going to plant in it, of course, you'll want to make holes. But if you want to slip another container in there so it doesn't drip, then don't make holes in it. Isn't that pretty?
So this is a trash can. And this we're going to cover and turn into a planter. And we're going to use nothing more than a scissors, a pair of pants. Being that this is really too narrow, we're going to take off a little bit. So let's say we'll take off about that much. We're going to use this somewhere else. I'll take off. And this has got lines, so this is an easy one to cut. And we're just going to cut off about that much. But don't worry, we're going to use this later. So now what we need is we need to slide this up on the trash can. It's going to be no big deal. There's going to be no sewing or anything involved. Now, we could do it a couple different ways. We could slide it in first and then cut it, which is quite easy to do. Or we can guess. You know what? Today, let's guess. If you make a mistake, don't throw any of this away because let me tell you something. You can use it for a lot of different other places. So now let's just cut it across the top here. And we're just going to slide it on. And turn it over. Now don't forget, when you're planting, make your drainage holes. You don't have to do it now. You're going to have space. And you will be able to do it later. Let's push it on. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now remember, this fabric stretches, so it's going to hold on snug. And I've got one outside that's been there for over a year now, and it's still holding on strong. We could have even gone shorter on this one. So you can always trim off if there's extra. Look at that. Is this gorgeous? And we're going to make so many of these. I don't need too much on the top. Just need a slight overlap. Line up your lines, and if you've got lines, and if you've just got colors, it won't matter. You can decide where you want to put the seam on the side. If you want to make it disappear, you can just leave it like this. Look at that. You're done. Now we do have extra here, so what I'm going to actually do is I'm going to trim off the extra. I don't need it. So I'm going to go right there. And I'm going to trim it right there. That's it. Because now it's just going to stand there and it's going to look really pretty. Now the other thing, sometimes when you have extras little pieces, you can cover a small food container. This is just a little cottage cheese container. And this is perfect for having in the house. And now you have a little container all ready to go. And then we had this container. This is a larger container, and we had the piece that we cut off the bottom. Same thing here. We're going to slide this on. These look pretty. You can stick them around the garden. Nobody's going to know. You can stick them on your windowsill, anywhere you want. I mean, there's no gluing. There's no nothing. Nothing more than a scissors. And then just pulling it on
to the way you like it. Look at that. So out of that little piece of fabric, we covered an entire trash can. That's 1.5 gallons. We covered a larger container. This one is 24 ounces. And this is a food container. So instead of throwing it away, you make holes in this one. Don't make holes in this one. And look how beautiful that is sitting. And the second one, the same thing. You've got this one for smaller things. Maybe you're going to start your seeds in a smaller container. Everybody's using cottage cheese or sour cream or yogurt or butter. Different things come in these small food containers. Don't throw them out. Recycle them. And this looks absolutely beautiful. So you water your plant that's in there. And you have no water coming off on your furniture. This is a soap bottle. Washed out really well. And yes, you can use shampoo bottles or whatever you want. But this is a large bottle for dish soap. So let's say we don't want the top here because we want to put the fabric on. Figure out how you want to cut it. Let's cut it around right here. Now you just cut all the way around. So we just cut that off with the scissors. You can recycle this part when you're done with it. This you recycle. This we're going to cover. We're going to take the other one that we've got left. You can pull this down. Look at this. Down to here. Now we've got it covered. We know exactly, this is really a good way to do it too. We know exactly how much we need to cut off. So we can cut it off right on the top. And if you want to have it look a little neat and cleaner, you can always take it off. And we can put the cut end down. These are just different ideas. You have to think out of the box. What's going to work best for you? Look at that. Now don't forget, if you're going to plant in here, you're going to want to make holes. But there you are. You've got another planter out of clear plastic. If you put this outside, this is going to protect it from the sun, the plastic, so it will last much longer than if you use clear plastic. And look how attractive that looks. People are going to think you painted it. And then, of course, we all have milk cartons of some sort. Cut the top off. You don't need the top. Just cut it around with a scissors or a knife. Take that off. You don't need it. And make a hole, because you're going to plant in this. So you just cut a hole with a scissors or a knife. Just one hole is good enough. That's a big hole. Now, we're going to take, these go far. We're going to take another one. We can measure this way. We can put it on and measure. Let's say it's about, I would say it's about to here. So we'll cut across. And now, you just slide this on and decide on which way you want it to go on, depending on the pattern. And there it is. Look how beautiful. And now you can plant in here, and you can plant lettuce or whatever you want. And being that this had milk in it, this will last for a while. And isn't that pretty?
So I hope I've given you some ideas what you could do with those plastic containers. Instead of throwing them out in the trash, you can make beautiful pots for your indoor plants, as well as covering trash cans and different things for outdoor plants. It is easy and fun, and it's a great rainy day project. So with that, have a wonderful day, and don't forget to eat what you grow. Bye-bye. Oh, I can't wait to get this stuff on some plastic containers I've got saved, as well as more trash cans. Kitty, you want some Broadway? Are you crazy? Bye-bye. Have fun. Bye-bye.